So hello everyone, welcome to the match review from yesterday's game against Millwall, and also reacting to the latest news that's happened around Norwich City Football Club. Johannes Hoff has been relieved of his duties as head coach alongside his assistant Glenn Riddlesholme. They've both been relieved of their duties this morning. The breaking news around Norwich City Football Club after yesterday's disgusting display at Millwall. We'll start with obviously the performance yesterday. It was pure shit from minute 1 to minute 90. I left the ground after 77 minutes, I think it was. It was when the Millwall fans started doing the old olays when they were moving the ball around and passing for us, and it's like a knife through butter. And when a team that's renowned for its Route 1 direct football, and they're doing that against you, you have to it was just embarrassing, really. I felt just really embarrassed at that point. Just didn't want to be there any longer. Would have rather have got myself into a pub and had a couple of beers. So that's what I've done. And if that makes me any less of a fan, by all means, go on, tell me. But I paid my money, as did everyone else. And if I don't want to watch that dross anymore, I won't put myself through it. So there's that. But yeah, awful display. I think, again, the only sort of bright sparks from yesterday was Jacob Wright. Again, just Jacob Wright's the only real bright spark for us yesterday. The one player that really stood out for me for being absolutely woeful yesterday was, the two, Jose Cordoba and Marcelinho Nunes. Nunes just looked off the pace completely. Looked completely off the pace. His whole game was off. Every forward pass he made just get cut out. He was getting dispossessed so easily in the middle of the park. I just didn't think it was his best game at all. But again, for Nunes, it's probably an off game because usually he is one of our better players. Jose Cordoba, this has just been a reoccurring thing with him, isn't it? For a ball-playing centre-back, I've never known a centre-back to pass the ball to the opposition as many times as he has. He's not exactly been the player that we all thought he would be at this stage in the season. Obviously came in with such sort of high expectation, really. Panama international, young ball-playing centre-half, big, strong, quick, and if anything, he's just so chaotic. And it's just too many errors to goals, and he's just not a very good centre-half. So, yeah, not great. But then obviously we had the news come in this morning. Johannes thorup has been relieved of his duties. My first thoughts were, I was in shock, to be honest. I was very in shock that the club has sort of taken that approach. We're very renowned for giving managers, a bit more time usually than getting rid of them too soon. But at the same time, I can fully see why, like, the performances and the standards and the results since the turn of the new year have been woeful. I think on the form table of our, last 18 games, we are bottom of the league. And that's really worrying. Really, really worrying for me. We were supposed to go on this playoff push, and that's just not happened at all. And it's, disappointing. Really disappointing. A lot of fans that did recognise me from obviously these videos over on Bleed Norwich have come up to me, and a lot of the questions I was getting over the course of Millwall away was, surely you're thorup out now. Sure, no, I wasn't. I still wasn't. I wanted to give him till December. I'm not backing him. I'm not saying what he's doing is a good job, but I also have to understand that this is a project, and we are now going to be in the exact same position that we were when we sacked Wagner last summer, and that's, whether we like the term transition or not, it's exactly what it's going to be. We have to transition into a new head coach and into bringing his new players in, because at the minute we've got a squad full of thorup's players, and it's it's a case whether will they fit the new system. I mean, I hope they do, especially some of them like Sienach and Schwartau and Jacob Wright. I really want them sort of players to excel, and maybe he can improve. The new manager could improve a player like Cordoba and actually make him into this ball playing centre half that we're sort of expected to see when he first joined the club. So I guess that that there is that argument, but at the same time, it's going to be a case of transitioning. But that doesn't mean that we can't go for promotion next season. A transition season isn't an excuse to fall off standards and finish mid-table. It's just a term that we're using, and because we are in a transition, we are going to have to get a new head coach. We're going to have to transition from that period. But again, like I say, it's just not an excuse to be below standards, which is obviously what we've used this season as an excuse to be where we are, and it's not. And I'm glad the board have seen that, and I guess acted upon it. I think acted maybe a bit too heavily. I would have given thorup till another summer and then see where we're at. But it was very hard to defend him after the last two games. I'll be honest. Both performances. We conceded 8 goals in 2 games. And it's just not good enough to the likes of Portsmouth and Millwall. Not good enough. But I guess we'll see where we're at after the summer. Obviously, 2 games now. Jack Wilshere will take charge of both of them, and I guess we'll see where we're at after that. Fingers crossed that we can end the season on somewhat of a positive. Maybe even Jack Wilshere can throw his name into the hat to be the new head coach. Who knows? But I think it's very much looking like it will probably be Russell Martin. I think the stars have sort of aligned for disappointment, really, in terms of, he's out of a job, plays possession style based football, very good speaker. I feel like he sort of fits the ethos and the style of manager that Ben Napper wants. Obviously, Norwich City legend, out of a job. It kind of makes sense, doesn't it? So I do believe that Russell Martin will be the new head coach. If it's not him, it's going to be some random person that I've never heard of from a league out in Europe somewhere that I cannot really give you an opinion on because I will not know who it is. But it'll be an interesting time at Norwich City over the summer. But fingers crossed we get disappointment right and at least go for promotion next season. But cheers, guys. I'll see you in the match preview for Middlesbrough away. See you soon.